So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Geno Atkins got home that time.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Another chance for Dalton. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking that time for Dante Pettis, and it's 2nd down. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Passing again, Dalton on 2nd and 10. Working the middle here, that's complete to Knox, the tight end. 11 yards there, first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
In your face.
Dalton off play action. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Andy Dalton now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down.
Go.
Dalton operating in the red zone now. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
So they don't even need to run a 2nd down play. Give them the first.
And typically when we see this jumping, isn't it usually 3rd down, 4th down? They got him on 2nd down. I think that's a lack of discipline.
So it's still 1st and goal, but now they get to try from a bit closer. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Saquon Barkley, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Gold with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Here's Roethlisberger looking, and that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Houston. Gary Jennings, his second touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. Throwing on 2nd and long. Dalton over the middle. He finds Pettis complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Dalton here from the gun. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Off the edge, the sack by Matt Ioannidis. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Around the NFL, 2nd quarter in Atlanta. And the Falcons sort of opening things up there. And we'll be sure to keep an eye on that one as we go along here. Here's Brown. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far. And after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. And we'll remind you, coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now it's Roethlisberger looking deep for Jennings. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Anthony Brown. Jennings was the one he was looking for. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Exit.
Passing, it's Dalton. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Tighten up. Tighten up.
Here you go. 368.
A first down carry for Barkley. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keip the defense honest.
You mean or else just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
From the 31, Dalton flushed out right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 2 first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Finding Knox there, complete. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Dalton sets up play action. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. The Colts on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Play action here with Dalton. Out to the left, he's got his tight end Knox. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
Lady, we go, can. It's going to be a long day.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Roethlisberger. But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The Colts take over 1st and 10
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. To throw here, Dalton. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Matthew Ioannidis picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Up.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
There you go. 3-6.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Gets this one left side to Pettis. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. So they are going for it. Now Dalton steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Texans take over an excellent field position.
Start. Like 80.
Let's go, defense. Let's go.
They'll run on first down. Brown. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. They'll run it here with Brown. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Mike, 44. Hey, orbit.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse.
And they get to him with the pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. Geno Atkins able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth.
Hatch it. Under 10, under 10, 10.
They're going on fourth down. It's Roethlisberger. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Geno Atkins, and it'll be a turnover on downs. They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 11 yards there, first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. From the gun, Dalton. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
2 yards on the pickup.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Here's Dalton. He'll take a shot for Davis to the end. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Andy Dalton with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for it. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the deep.
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 30. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Dawson Knox, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Back now in Indianapolis. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. This ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. Andy Dalton now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. Operating from the gun. Dalton. Quick hitter here. It's complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Dalton going to break the huddle, come up first and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Pettis once again the target, and that'll bring up second down. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. Play action now. Dalton. Looking left side. He's got it. Complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. The passing game for the Colts finding its stride. Another first down.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
58, right over there, right over there.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense can crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
10 yards to go.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Another chance for Dalton. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Chad Thomas bringing the power on the sack. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the fourth, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see
Under pressure, they got him again. Ha-ha, Clinton Dix making the safety blitz look easy. Zooms in for the sack. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. To try again after the sack. Dalton gets this out to Saquon Barkley.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So Dalton now. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. Dalton now to pass. And it is incomplete. The Colts unable to convert here on fourth down. And this Texans defense stands tall. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear a peep or protest out of them. That's just who they are.
They go play action here on first down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Get off the field. Both balls to Mike. Mike Smooth. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. He's going to let it fly. And now here's another interception. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this two-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
They go 368.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? Over the middle, he finds Pettis complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Not running. Dalton wants to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. First and 10 for Dalton. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
Check 53, Mike. Check pass. Check pass.
On first down, Barkley. And just shedding him off there. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.